Hello everyone, myself Ritika and I welcome you all to EduTap. Today, I take pride in introducing Mr. Rajender Nayak, who has been recently selected as NABARD Grade A Officer. Congratulations to you, Mr. Rajender,
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
and thank you for coming here and sharing your strategy with us.
It's been a pleasure, madam.
So, guys, I would like to give his brief introduction. See, I am also excited because this is the first topper's talk regarding NABARD Grade A 2021, Rajender. Like, you are the
Yeah,
first candidate we are interviewing.
thank you, madam.
So, Rajender is currently working as a Panchayat Secretary in the state government of Telangana. He hails from Telangana only, and he has done his graduation in applied geology, right?
Yes, madam.
From IIT Kharagpur. And then he started his preparation, his journey of preparation for UPSC examination. So he appeared in the exam 5 times and also wrote mains twice. But then he got to know about NABARD examination. One of his many friends told that NABARD examination is also there. He can go for that. And this is the first attempt at NABARD by Rajinder, and he cleared 2021 examination, becoming the officer now. And guys, the journey is also beautiful because he is currently working as Panchayat Secretary. And while working, he had the motivation to upgrade his job, to upgrade himself, and he also worked really hard. So that's wonderful, Rajinder, to hear your journey. Tell us something more about yourself.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam, for the brief introduction. And so, as you told, presently I'm working. Um, so I'm out of words actually. First, the success seems to be the smaller part in my life. I've seen so many failures, like giving UPSC 5 times, and you are still continuing, like having that perseverance. And so those many failures I've seen. And presently, I'm as working that UPSC made me to work with the people, madam. See,
Hmm.
so many people ask me, you are from IIT Kharagpur, from a prestigious institution, and you're working as a Panchayat Secretary. So it
Hmm.
is not a quite contrast. Like, why don't you work in the other side of? So when I have entered into the civil services for the preparation, it has changed me a lot as a person. And I have known about the rights of the under marginalized and people and the uh, various sections of the societies. So which made me to work at the grassroots levels and to upgrade myself, as you said right now. So so it is not the we start from somewhere, and we everyone in their life wants to upgrade themselves. And I think NABARD is also one of the the greatest prestigious organization which can give me that scope to work in the rural development, rural development sector and the agricultural sector, especially where I am from. I hail from a rural background itself. So it acts as a motivation for me, and for which the EduTap has given me. I'm not saying like as EduTap interviewing me for that reason. I'm not saying, but honestly, I'm saying it because I have been in a rural area. I'm working in a rural area. No, I had to depend upon the technology and the virtual modes. And EduTap was the first institution which gave me an unconditional support. I should say unconditional support after clearing my prelims. I would be always grateful to you, your team,
we
and I
are
have
we are
always been.
more than humbled. See, this is what actually we strive for. When you said this, no, you earlier told me this, that actually you think that EduTap gave you unconditional support. So that is what worth it, we are working for. You deserve it, Rajender. The hard work you have put in, you definitely deserve it.
Yes, thank you, madam. Thank you.
And see, as you have told us about your background, I first of all want to know about your interview. How was your interview? We will discuss the strategy of your phase one preparation, then your experience of phase two also, so that the aspirants who watch this video can take away the things that they can incorporate in their preparation, right? But tell us about how was your interview experience?
Okay, madam. Regarding my interview, I'll tell some, see what has happened actually regarding it. So my interview was on March 2nd, which was the very first day or second day of the starting of the interviews, the whole process of the interviews. So my interview was on March 2nd, and the results were announced. The gap was very little, actually, like 10 or 15 days. So I was worried, actually. See, I attended interviews like the other companies interviews, but not the PSUs. So EduTap, there was a mail from EduTap that you have been selected for this, and will you take mock test, a mock interview? And I said okay. I said okay, and I've given a time. But I should say sorry for this, that I haven't attended that interview, first one. uh, and then I said that HR madam called me and asked, why are you not attending the interview? The panel is ready. I said, madam, I am in work. I am a working professional. I can't attend the interview right now. I'm at work. So she said, okay, okay. Then after 2 days, you considered my request, and you again give me a chance to attend a mock interview. And the interview has happened. Mock interview has happened. And the interesting fact about that mock interview is, both the sirs asked me, when is your interview? And I said, sir, day after tomorrow. And they said, like, what, day after tomorrow? No, you are the first person to say like this, like you have day after tomorrow interview. So we don't ask you so many questions, but we will tell you what is important for you. What are the questions that may be asked in your interview? He told me like that. So I thought, okay, okay, no, they are not going to ask me any questions. I was how happy. So they gave me a very valuable advice. So I am from applied geology background. They ask some questions regarding, do you know this? Do you know about watershed? Do you know about how your subject is going to help in NABARD? So they ask these kind of questions. I said for some answers, I said I don't know, sir. For some answer, I said what I know. So they gave me very valuable insights, so which was actually asked in the interview. I said confidently. So coming back to my interview, how it has happened. So on the I was the very last person to go into the interview, which has happened in a virtual mode through video conferencing. So where first, when I entered to the room, they asked directly, okay, Rajender, now tell, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? I said, I'm working in Telangana government as a Panchayat secretary. So they said, oh, you are working at grassroots levels. Now tell, what are the challenges that you are facing at grassroots levels? So I said, the reasons that what are the reasons that political interference or any the other things that has been happening majorly. So I've explained them. Then he asked, so why there is a change? Like, what were you doing all these years? He asked like that. So apart from the initial introduction, he asked, the chairman sir asked regarding, so how how your subject is going to be helpful to the NABARD. Now there comes their EduTap mock interview helps me. Now I explain it confidently. Now I know, sir, water, it can be useful in water level estimations and water table, and also remote sensing can also be useful with the valuable insights which they gave us in the mock interviews. I told them completely, and they were satisfied. They were satisfied with it. And after that, a madam asked. The panel was actually of 3 members. One is chairman sir, one is madam, and the other is sir. So the after which the madam asked regarding the cooperatives. Cooperatives, how the cooperatives are running, and about the RRBs. And she also asked about the which is the sponsor bank of RRB. What is the RRB which is functioning at your place? So I told her, and she also asked, what is the sponsor bank of your RRB? So I was not aware of it. That was the only question I haven't answered it. And then sir took over, and he asked, what see the cooperatives are, we have done a major program regarding successful implementation of the cooperatives, but on a ground note, it doesn't seem that cooperatives has been that much successful. So he asked me like that. I said, sir, it is not I don't think it's so. So at the ground level, cooperatives has been so much boost to the societies, and the marginalized sections of the societies, including the farmers also, majority of them have their accounts in cooperatives, and with the inclusion of technology, it can be very helpful for the farmers, as now most of the farmers also has the mobiles. So I have mentioned about the jam trinity, Jandan Aadhar and mobile trinity,
Hmm.
which can be very useful for the cooperatives, functioning of the cooperatives. So I think he was satisfied with the answer, and he asked and also mentioned about recently Ministry of Cooperation has been inducted. So he asked me who is the Minister of Cooperation. I told him, and he was smiling. And
Hmm.
then Chairman sir took over, and he asked me regarding. So now, is there anything to tell you, like you want to convey to us? Then I told two things which was I was facing at the ground level, the rural level. So I told him, like, when see, then so many people are getting graduated now. So many now now the farmers, now the present generation farmers, the next generation is their students or their kids or their childrens are they are the farmers not wanting their children to be farmers. Now, no one
Hmm.
wants. So uh, so I said, like, every farmer kid is child is going and studying and going in engineering background or science background, but they are not getting employed.
Hmm.
The employment is becoming a major issue, and the next generation farming is also becoming an issue. Though farm mechanization can come to a rescue, but it cannot completely come to a rescue.
Hmm.
So to address the unemployment and also to address the farming productivity, NABARD should play a key role in addressing the like considering the unemployed people into the farming sector
Hmm.
and in entrepreneurship as a major level. Like, NABARD is doing it, but not pushing. I as per se said that. So NABARD should think about the unemployed rural youth, so that it can contribute to the farming sector as well as the unemployment. So that was the one suggestion I gave, and the other suggestion also I gave that I told to 10 to 15 of my friends that I am going to NABARD interview,
Hmm.
those educated people, and out of them, like 6 or 7 people asked what is NABARD.
Hmm.
So the educated people also do not know about the NABARD. So NABARD should market themselves, like they are only behind, like in it back end. They are not coming
Hmm.
to the front end, and so many schemes regarding NABARD also not reaching to the ground level. So the it's a minimum that even the educators should have knowledge about NABARD.
Hmm.
So I told them that, yeah, NABARD should do much more marketing to. So they said, okay, okay.
So from this things that you have told me, I get to know that it was quite like discussion was there. You told many
Nice.
things, then they asked you the things of your interest, and like it was more of a conversation rather than they
Yes, madam.
asking you just question and you answering. So
Yes,
how was
madam.
your like what was your feeling when you came out from the interview? Were you feeling
I
confident? Yeah, scared you were.
I came out of the interview, and the fellow candidates were there outside,
Hmm.
and HR madam was also there, and I was signaling thumbs up. So
So
I
like you
thought
were
it was
happy, I think, from your interview.
uh, yeah, yeah. I was happy,
Great, great.
and it went good, madam.
So basically, you told me mock interview actually really helped you, especially you had just 2 days left for your interview when you appeared in mock. So that
Yeah, yes, madam.
information helped you. So the aspirants should actually take the mock interview because they get to know that what things are going to
Yes,
be
madam.
asked.
Regarding the interview, I want to mention one more thing also. Apart from that mock interview, I was really afraid to attend that mock interview, first point, because the panel was very experienced one.
Hmm.
And then I took mock and I asked one or two my friends which are very close to me, and I asked them to take mock interviews.
Hmm.
So before attending the mock interview of EduTap, one or two of my friends interviewed me.
Hmm.
Like, I took mock interviews there with them to boost up the confidence.
Hmm. That is a
Uh,
very good
so
thing.
those are the things, and I haven't attended the any other interviews because of the time constraint that I
Hmm.
had. So
So I
also
don't
friends
think
also. Uh,
any I don't think any other preparation you did specifically for interview, because your time was really
Ah,
less. So you
no,
just
madam.
like went to the mock interview, did your confidence boosting with your friends. I think that is it.
Yes, madam. Yes, and one more thing is that I think it may be helpful for the aspirants. I used to go in front of the mirror and talk to myself and give my introduction
Hmm.
and give, and what were the questions that can be asked from the board members. I myself asked those questions and I myself answered those questions.
Hmm.
So that that
So
is
basically, what you are, what your personality is, that you worked on, right? You talk to yourself, you spoke with your friends so that you can answer questions. And I think that is what happened in your interview also, Rajinder. Like, it was a conversation. They
yes,
wanted to
madam.
know you better. How are your opinions? What are your opinions? And I think that is the reason you are here today, because you were a genuine person who had genuine opinions, and of course you have knowledge clearing phase 1 and phase 2. Okay, so students, if you are preparing for interview, these things you should definitely do. Talk to your friends and family, they should take your mock interview. You can talk to yourself standing in front of mirrors, and mock interviews definitely help, right?
Yes, madam.
ठीक है, so that is it about interview. Abhi Rajinder, let us now talk about your phase 1 pehle, right?
Okay, madam.
So tell us about your preparation strategy for like merit section, because this time NABARD introduced this pattern of merit and non-merit section. So
Yes,
when
madam.
the notification came, in the sections have been divided, were you expecting it, or like that was okay for you?
Madam, to be honest, I did not know about the merit and non-merit prior to the last year what was there I did not know how was the pattern.
Right.
So one of my friend told me about the notification. I read the notification and I I was happy with the notification because this
Hmm.
time it was like quant and reasoning was less compared to the ESI and
Hmm.
the ARD. So which was I can which was my strength. ESI was my strength.
Right.
So so I thought I saw the notification. I saw the sectional wise cutoff, and I was only regarding the phase one. I was only concerned about the decision making part.
Hmm.
Decision making part, which I think which was introduced new or
New subject. Earlier it
uh,
not used. It was not there.
uh, yeah. So regarding the phase one, I had like minimal knowledge regarding the quant reasoning, which was only sectional cutoffs, and
Hmm.
which I cleared it. And I was focusing upon the ESA and the ARD.
Hmm.
Um, Luckily, as I've seen, like I was like Ekalavya of EduTap. Then like earlier I did not took the course. Like I did not took the course. You only gave it for free after I cleared the prelims. So I used to follow your Telegram group where you give these short summaries or the gists of whatever the video lectures that has been given to there.
Hmm.
So I used to follow them whenever I had the free time. I used to wake up in the morning and read those important topics and make a notes of it. So and the government schemes, those documents, and I also had not that leisure of having so much of time. So I had to consolidate what I am reading, and I had to pick and I have to selectively I have to read from those.
Hmm.
So regarding ESI part from where the majority of the which is merit part. So from there I have like read the schemes, especially which are of rural development and agriculture, and majorly which are I've also gone through the NABARD website where it is mentioning about the SHGs and those things. So regarding those Ministry of Women and Development, Women and Child Development. So some ministries I choose and read those schemes, and also apart from that, I also read the gist of budget and economic survey, and
Hmm.
I think you people also have shared
Hmm.
it in your Telegram group. So that made my job very
Hmm.
easier actually. So you are preparing material for us as short notes type of thing, so it became easier, and luckily questions came from that one only. A
Hmm.
majority of the questions, like 80% of them.
Hmm.
So I also seen the previous year questions in what from what they are asking. So what is the possibility that they will be asking from these topics? So I focused on those topics especially. So it was So if it is agriculture and rural development is like if you read you have to read whole of your life. So
Hmm.
that much is a vastness
Hmm.
of the subject. So, but the resources that I had from my friends and the EduTap and what I thought from that can be coming in the questions. So
Hmm.
I read it from there.
Rajender, you were earlier telling me about the name of few books for agriculture, right? So that will be
Yes,
really
madam.
helpful if you can tell those, because students are always asking about these type of books. See, course is there, but
Yes, madam.
still they have
Yes,
this
madam.
feeling that, many students, as you said, do not buy the course, or they
Yes,
cannot,
madam.
or they think that probably we'll cover from books itself. So specifically for those,
Uh,
it will be helpful.
yes, madam. For specifically for this kind of examination like NABARD or FCI, which is agricultural oriented, one book is called General Agriculture by R.K. Sharma.
Hmm.
So if you read it, there is probability is most of the questions coming out of it is very high, madam.
Hmm.
General Agriculture by R.K. Sharma.
Hmm.
So one of my friends suggested it to me, and he also sent some important topics snippets. So it will be very helpful for agriculture and rural development, madam.
Hmm.
General Agriculture by R.K. Sharma.
Okay, so this helped you, and you said that you refer to schemes website.
Yes,
So
madam.
this means you went through previous year papers very thoroughly, because only
Yes,
those
madam.
who understand the value of previous year papers, they do such things.
Definitely, madam. Previous year questions. See, when we see previous year questions, we will know the value, like what is the standard that they are asking the questions, and what are the important topics that we have to focus.
Hmm.
Previous year question papers are mandatory for any examinations. With see the first point for any examination, the main important thing is firstly you should know the syllabus of the examinations.
Hmm.
What is what? After the syllabus, you need to know about the previous year questions.
Hmm.
Without knowing syllabus, without knowing previous year questions, we are preparing means like it's not yeah, it's not that easy task.
Hmm.
After knowing syllabus, after knowing previous year questions, after knowing what to read and what not to read, then only we can clear the stages easily.
Hmm. So, talking about ARD again, you
Madam.
have told us the book, but this might be a new subject for you, because, as you said, you were good in ESI because of UPSC
Yes, ma'am.
also.
Yes,
So,
madam.
how did you like take this subject? That did you cover complete syllabus after knowing the syllabus previous year questions, or you prioritize that these few chapters I will cover more, these few I can cover less? Like, what was your strategy for ARD? Static, I would say first.
Madam, to be frank, since my 5 years, I know about NABARD.
Hmm.
Like there is an examination for grade A.
Hmm.
But I thought, array, NABARD has agriculture. I
Hmm.
think we may or may not do. We should read agriculture. So it's a completely new subject. So it is not possible for us. I thought like that, and I was not interested actually for it.
Hmm.
So after continuous failures, and I has to some upgrade myself. Why my friend's suggestion, I looked into the syllabus, and he encouraged me, and he told me you can do it. And after that, I read the syllabus, and after seeing the syllabus, I said I haven't read that whole whatever from start to end. I've selected few important topics, as I already mentioned from the previous year questions what they were asking. So I've selected few topics, few important topics like soil or like poultry or like veterinary. So I selected few topics from which questions can be asked, and I've read those topics, madam.
Okay, so like
So I actually
hmm,
covered all those things like in 15 days,
hmm,
15 to 20 days, agricultural part.
hmm,
And luckily also in that rural development part is also there. So rural development part, I could manage rural development. So agriculture and it is not completely about agriculture, madam. See, sometimes you need to use common sense to get the
hmm,
answers. It
hmm,
is not like what we are reading that is coming into the question paper. It is not like
hmm,
that. You need to have you also have some bouncer questions in it.
hmm,
Some we need to skip it. Some we need to take a calculated
hmm.
guess. So like that, I prepared, madam.
Right, because see, as you said, I will highlight that you don't have to take every question, and moreover,
Yes,
the
madam.
questions are always not very technical. They might be general also, because it is a generalist post. So agriculture students are worried, like you were earlier, that we don't know what they will ask in agriculture. But it is not like that. With a
Yes,
decent
madam.
preparation, with a decent
Yes,
effort,
madam.
you prepared in 15 days the selected chapters, and
Yes,
you
madam.
could manage it, right?
Yes,
And
madam.
a few chapters, although you have told, like soil, you said soil conservation, then you said
Yes,
poultry. I think
yes, madam.
to add on to it, so that students can know, it might be fisheries. You tell me if it is,
Ah,
if
yes,
it
madam.
was
Fisheries.
fisheries,
Yes,
animal
madam.
husbandry.
Animal
Uh,
husbandry, and the animal
hmm,
sense. We have census,
right, livestock
livestock
census,
census,
right,
agricultural census. So
right.
these are the main topics: agriculture census, livestock census.
Hmm,
Which state is topping in it? Which state is
hmm,
low in it?
hmm.
So these are the main things that we do every year. We need to focus forestry census.
On these things, and
Yes,
if you
madam.
prepare these well with your understanding, then
Yes,
you
madam.
can make it. But
Yes, madam.
Rajendra, because you were not aware about the pattern change, okay, this time, but pattern
Yeah.
did change, and there was this descriptive answer you had to
Ah,
write in
yes, madam.
phase 2. And ARD
Yes,
is
madam.
like same when you prepare for phase 1 and phase 2, right?
Yes, madam.
So but the descriptive part is new. So how did
Yes,
you
madam.
prepare for that descriptive part of ARD?
Yes, madam. Descriptive part of ARD, like I selected few topics, madam. Few very important topics.
Hmm.
Few important topics, and for descriptive, it is not descriptive. You have to type it.
Hmm. Right.
Two things. It's not having the knowledge, but you need to also have the typing skills.
Right.
So what I had to say, whenever I used to read the agricultural part, from there, what I used to do is I read, and I simultaneously I used to make the notes out of it.
Hmm.
So yeah, EduTap gave us the course, silver course.
Hmm.
So I approached the main topics in it,
Hmm.
main chapters in it.
Hmm.
So from there,
I think you were mute for a few seconds.
okay.
You are
So
audible now.
okay, madam.
Yes, you were telling about the mains course you referred to.
Yes, madam. So that has been very helpful to me, madam. So within the short span of time, I had to cover so many things. So I selected the few important topics from it, and I made a gist out of it, and main important topics I have made a notes of it, madam.
And typing practice, as you said, you had to do typing. So
Yes.
you started typing answers. You had to work on that also.
Yes, madam. I didn't have the luxury of having a laptop, but I did is I bought a keyboard from outside and connected it with a mobile,
Hmm.
and typed it and typed it in on mobile, and then I cross checked my answers with the sample answers provided on your channel,
Hmm.
so that you
See the extent. This is wonderful, Rajinder, that you bought a laptop and connected it with the mobile. So if you have the intention to work, nothing can stop you. This is what I would like to highlight. People say, actually there are many students who talk to us. They have problems, they have laptop, they have iPad, but they say that I'm not able to understand, I cannot write. But if you have the intention, things do not matter. The only your
yes,
will
madam.
matters. That is what you did.
Yes, ma'am.
That is
where
really
there
glad.
where there is a will, there is a way, madam.
Right. This is what you actually portrayed. So you started typing the answers after phase 1 only, right? Or
Yes,
even
madam.
before
Yes,
phase.
madam.
Okay.
Uh,
ठीक
After
है.
phase one only, madam.
Okay. And in paper, the questions, were you able to answer easily?
No, madam, not easily, but there were some bouncer questions like crossbreeding from ARD.
Right.
Uh, uh, so and other questions were like drip irrigation,
Hmm.
and also regarding the MSP.
Hmm.
So one question that was difficult was crossbreeding one,
Hmm.
and apart from it, I could answer the other questions. And the essay part was regarding the see, there were four topics for essay, from which I selected the school dropouts one.
Okay, English
So
descriptive paper. So out of
yes,
4, you
madam.
selected this school
School
dropouts. Okay,
dropouts.
right.
So one more thing, madam, I want to tell to the fellow candidates and aspirants that there is a word limit, maximum word limit that the
Hmm.
NABARD gives in there. So it is not that if we write the maximum word limit, we won't complete our answer. Like we will, that time is not sufficient for us. So whatever we are writing, it should be precise and should be understandable to the examiner. So even though in letter writing, I think they have given 300 words maximum limit this year, which was not expected. So till then, I wrote like 160 to 170 words only. So it is not that, see, examiner will always try to confuse you, but we should not get confused. We should believe in ourselves and write what we know at that point of time. And regarding the descriptive essay, also I started with a quotation regarding education. Education is the most powerful weapon which can be used to change the world. And I have like mentioned the ESR reports and the reports, major reports of that one, and also I have included the Sustainable Development Goal of United Nations. I
So
mentioned these.
be it an essay or if it is some question which is related to let's say the current context, you should, or the hot topics we can say, you should always try to put in such things, reports,
Yes, madam.
quotations, so that a complete
Definitely, madam.
package comes out, not only the
Yes,
knowledge that you are having. And another point about this, I would like to just summarize quickly. Word limit, students are really worried about word limit, that I'll not be able to write 600 word, let's say, for your answer of 15 marks, or essay,
yes,
or even letter. But if you, what Rajender has said, guys, please note down, it is important that what you write should be good, you should be confident, and what you write should be good. That it
yes,
should
madam.
not be the case that you're writing 400 but all that is not at all worthy. So better than
Yes,
it, you
madam.
write 200 words or 300 words, but good enough.
Yes, madam.
Okay. So ARD you have told us. Now I really want to know about ESI also.
ESI phase 2, madam.
Phase 2 or phase 1, however you like to put it.
Okay, madam. See, madam, economics is ESI is a dynamic topic, madam. In ESI, what my strategy was, see, every year there will be budget, every year there will be economic survey. So in economics, first we need to have the basic understanding of economics. What is inflation? What is unemployment? What is taxation? So those basic understanding, I had it, madam. I had, see, from the sources, I had it. So apart from it, for the aspirants or the candidates, so the main thing is you need to know about the current happenings of ESI. In economy, you need to know about the budget. In budget, what are the main highlights? What are the key pillars of the budget? What are the main schemes that has been highlighted in the budget? What is the total amount that has been outlaid for the particular scheme? So these kind of questions will be coming in the preliminary. Preliminary, how many pillars were there in the budget? What were they? So these kind of questions will come. How much outlay has been given to this kind of PM Gati Shakti or any kind of the scheme. So you need to have, see, budget means it will be having a 400 or 500 words pages, but just you need to have the gist. You need to, see, you should be in a position to explain to the other people like what is budget for 10 minutes continuously. So then you have a basic understanding what is what. So apart from it, in economic survey also there is like analysis of how the country has performed over a few last year. So how country has performed and what is the better, what are we can do in the next year. So coming to economic survey, so there was a question regarding MSP, madam, in phase 2. Question regarding MSP. So there was a chapter in economic survey regarding MSP. So it should be there or not, because formulas were formulas were there was a going on ruckus going on
Issue
formulas
on formulas.
issue. So economic survey has highlighted in there, and there was a dedicated chapter regarding it. So I read that chapter and I just wrote the summary of that question chapter on MSP, madam. So there were also a catchy line regarding the economic survey regarding formulas. I also put those things. So for ESI, the main thing is you should know about the gist of budget, the gist of economic survey, and also the schemes which are relevant to the NABARD and which are contemporary. Which are I mean, like, relevant to NABARD means I see there was a question regarding SHG, E-Shakti,
E-Shakti group.
E-Shakti group in preliminary, which is there in NABARD website itself. SHG bank linkage program. So whenever students preparing for any kind of any prestigious organization or any examination, you should know about that organization first. What are its overview? What is its aim? What is it? What is it doing? Like what are its main schemes? What is how the fund is going? So the overview should be known, madam. So I have gone through that one, which has been helpful for me. So this is what about ESI, madam.
So basically, ESI is more about the current part, I would say, the social
Yes,
issues
madam.
majorly.
So,
Static
yes,
part
madam.
is less in ESI, as we have
Yes,
seen
madam.
questions were also less. And for
Yes,
current
madam.
also, a basic understanding you have to have, but you should remember the type of questions they might ask. As you said,
Yes,
if
madam.
there are 4 pillars, you understand what are those
Yes,
4 pillars, or what is
yes,
the
madam.
amount allocation, like figures you should also remember.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
And you said
Not
budget survey are very
completely. Figures
hmm,
means not completely, but
hmm,
whenever you are seeing that questions, see one out of 4 options is correct. You should
hmm,
be in a position to know that answer. It's
right.
not. I'm not saying you just ratify that number,
Hmm,
but you just see our sixth sense says, madam. When we see the answer, if we
hmm,
read it,
huh.
this is the amount. So
So,
I'm not saying you ratify it.
huh.
You just see it. You just know what is what first.
So for that, you have to have understanding of it really good. If
Yes,
you
madam. Yes,
don't
madam.
understand what is given in the gist, if you don't understand it, then it will be difficult.
Yes,
Right?
madam. True,
If
madam.
you understand what they are trying to do, what have they done, to what extent, then you will be able to answer, as
Yes, madam.
Rajender said. So
Yes, madam.
economic survey, budget you mentioned were very important.
Yes,
Schemes mostly relevant to NABARD, and contemporary means which were in news basically.
yes, madam.
They are continuously there. So
Yes.
apart from this, did you also refer to some current affairs source, or like many other things are also there? So how
Yes.
did you cover all those things?
Current affairs source, madam, for NABARD, it is like two current affairs. One is normal current affairs, the other one is agricultural current affairs.
Hmm.
Now, the normal current affairs, you can find it anywhere.
Hmm.
But agriculture current affairs, I found it only at EduTap only.
Yes, we
Uh,
have a magazine of agriculture.
but but not taking a paid course. Like Telegram channel, I followed
Right.
it.
Hmm.
From there, I got it.
Okay.
So that agricultural current affairs is main, madam, because from there also there will be questions regarding how much which state like paddy production has been highest, how
Hmm.
much paddy production has been happened, or like a geographical indication tax which has been recently given to those states, mango
Hmm.
or anything that has been happened, or
Hmm.
the exports or imports which is happening with which country. So
Hmm.
these agricultural current affairs, apart from normal current affairs, which can be find in anywhere, like you can find it in newspaper or any other source that available at the outside.
Hmm.
But agricultural current affairs is one thing which is very important for this examination.
Hmm.
Either it is phase 1 or phase 2, because in phase 2 also we have questions from agricultural current affairs. So
I have an important question here, Rajinder. How many
yeah.
months of current affairs did you prepare? That is again a problem for students, those who are preparing.
Okay, madam, for how many months? I should say I have prepared it for 3 months,
Hmm.
but it is advisable to prepare for 6 months, madam.
Hmm.
If you have time, 6 months is, I think, enough. I'm
Hmm.
not sure about it,
Hmm.
but 6 months is okay that you cover 6 months of current affairs.
Hmm.
If you don't have time, take 3 months.
Hmm.
But do read about current affairs. You should know. See, what I advise to the aspirants is you should read newspaper daily.
Hmm.
Apart from you are doing any magazines or these things, you should read newspapers and you should know about what is happening around you, either
Hmm.
internationally, economically, technologically, or socially. You
Hmm.
should know about it. So that is one important factor, madam. You should read daily any newspaper
Hmm.
that is of their choice. And
Hmm.
the other one is you should follow the like any monthly current affairs magazine of in any institute
Hmm.
per se. So 3 months, I have prepared 3 months, but I suggest 6 months.
Hmm. Okay. And I believe for even answer writing of ESI, you followed the same method. As you said, after your phase 1 got clear, you typed answers, you
Yes,
matched
ma'am.
your answers with model questions that were given in course. Because you said you did not have the course earlier, but when you cleared phase 1, so you were actually you were given the course. So that time you could use that answer writing.
Yes,
Yeah.
madam.
And Rajender, can you? We have discussed about ESI and ARD in detail. Can you quickly tell us about GA also? 20 marks GA of phase one.
Yes, ma'am. And GA is dynamic, madam. The return on investment on GA is minimal compared to ESI and ARD. GA is like you're in an ocean and you have to catch a fish. Like you are like not normal fish, but like goldfish are like that. So the point is for GA, the basic understanding, madam, basic understanding you need to have about the every topics that see you take it polity or history or anything or current affairs or economy. You should know about the basics of what is what. And if you take polity, what are those fundamental rights that we have, the important chapters, directive principles or fundamental duties or the constitutional amendments that has been happening right now, and contemporary happenings that has been happening. If it is history, in history, modern India, I should focus in modern India. What are the topics that are coming? So the major movements, Quit India movement, are like NCM, non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movements, when it has happened, where it has happened. So the basics. So it is like a ocean, madam. You need to have a basic
I
understanding of those.
think here that your preparation of UPSC examination also helped you.
Yeah, madam, definitely.
Because
It has helped.
right, because these things, the topics that you mentioned, these students, let's say who are preparing for NABARD or RBI, they do not get to study these things. But your preparation of it helped.
Yes, madam. What I suggest is if it is for NABARD, for GA, you can approach Lucent general knowledge book and those things, madam. It will be
Like
very
static
helpful.
GK, it will be helpful.
Static
Okay.
GK, it will be helpful.
And current affairs, you said you refer to 3 months of current affairs,
Yes,
a
madam.
newspaper you used to read and sources.
Yes,
Okay,
madam.
good enough. And one last subject, which is we have to discuss, is decision making. As you were also worried about it, new subject. How did you prepare then for it?
No preparation, madam.
Huh?
Just what and see, I was very new to it and I didn't have the luxury of reading it. I searched in on internet also. I didn't find anywhere. And EduTap was offering it, but I was not in a position to take it at that point of time. So I should say that was my instinct that decision making is what your instinct that you should follow. I like there were some mock tests like in EduTap or also in some other sources. I attended those, but when I went to examination, the questions were completely different regarding decision making. So so I think you should tell about decision making to the aspirants
Okay.
because I'm not in a
Okay, no
better
problem.
position to.
No, I basically that is fine. We that you did not prepare specifically anything, but when you went in the paper, the type
Yes,
of
ma'am.
questions, were you able to solve those questions with your general understanding also? Few questions.
A few questions, madam. Out of 10 questions, I think 5 to 6 questions, and four questions were completely like, what is it? I never read about
Because
it.
they were on theory basically. Those, if you
Yes,
did not,
madam.
we prepared a course because
Hmm.
those were typical technical
Yes,
questions.
madam.
If you did not read the
For
subject, then
two,
it would not have
yes,
been
madam.
right. Okay, so others, you went there and you use your general knowledge.
Yes, madam.
ठीक है. And see, these are all the things, major subjects we have discussed. I think you covered phase 2 also in the same only while telling about
Yes,
ESI ARD descriptive.
yes,
So
madam.
just to sum up your preparation, like quant, reasoning, English, decision making, you prepared just a minimal level because it was not in a merit section, right? You
Yes.
went. And what about your this subject of computer? Had you, like, was it basic or you prepared something for it?
No, madam. I prepared for it. I referred Lucent and also referred internet, Google, like what MS Word, MS Doc. I say what are the important like topics in it? Like what are the questions that can be asked from it? So the basics like what is HTML or how it functions. So I prepared for it, madam. I prepared for it, but I'm not sure about the sources. Like it was like totally I was dependent upon the internet.
But the knowledge of your previous year questions might have helped you here, because if you
Yes,
don't see the
madam.
paper
See,
and you open computer, you
see
will. Hmm.
what I suggest to the aspirants or the candidates is, see, you should definitely go to the previous year questions. That too, minimum 3 years previous year questions.
Hmm.
Then only you can get to know what they are asking.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it is not possible. Like, even though we see, madam, people read so much that they read like 10 hours or 12 hours per day.
Hmm.
When you don't know what are the questions coming out of what we are reading, there is no point in it
Hmm.
reading. Like, again, the return on investment goes less. So
Hmm.
when you are reading anything, you should know what is important, what has been asked from this one. So
Hmm.
then only we concentrate more on our, so which can be useful for our preparation. That preparation will be comprehensive, madam. What I think is it will be
Hmm.
holistic one.
ठीक है. Great. So I think we have discussed all the important aspects of the examination that will be helpful for the aspirants who are now going to prepare. And yours was wonderful journey. It was really like you told few things that were really new, right? So that was a wonderful conversation, Rajinder. Anything you would like to add on? Anything you would like to tell the students watching this video?
Okay, madam. First of all, I want to thank you, EduTap team, and it can be seen in my emails. The whole team wholeheartedly, because it changed my life.
You're
About to
most
change
welcome.
my about to change my life.
Right,
And
right.
second thing, for the suggestions to the aspirants that I want to tell is, see, everyone, see, it doesn't matter whether you are from IIT Kharagpur or whether you are from a normal college or whether you are from anything. It doesn't matter what happened to your past or anything. You just need to believe in yourself. You should be confident that you will clear it. Then
Hmm.
only you can clear.
Hmm.
You should be confident of yourself, and you should try any other all means to clear it.
Hmm.
See, you should believe in yourself. You should dream for it, and your dreams will definitely come true. One or the other day, you will be successful. You will be smiling. You will be happy. So
So
that is it.
lovely that
Just
was.
don't get demoralized by the failures, because we are we are also coming from the same failures, continuous failures. So failures will be there, but when you see success, those failures, you will be cherishing those failures.
Hmm. Right. That was lovely. And I thank you again for coming and sharing your valuable insights. And we wish you all the very best from our entire team, all the students. We hope you will make a very good officer at NABARD and you will make us proud.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Okay, Rajinder.